For the membership, if you remember when we proposed the point-to-point last year, we gave out a preliminary number, and I said at the time that Owen and I would review it with data in case there were small changes required. What we've discovered is that the preliminary number harshly affects ultralight boats compared to longer waterline boats. We have an adjustment for it, but because of COVID, Central Council and the executive has spent all their time dealing with finances and trying to keep the organization going. That being said, I'd like to propose a motion that we delay implementation of the point-to-point adjustment until 2022 and have a second preliminary number for 2021 once it's reviewed by Central Council. Anybody have any questions on it?
I would like to add to it that this will allow us to sync the freak flying head sail with the point-to-point handicap program. So it will be a better rule when it comes out with the two together.
I'll give everybody a bit to come up with questions if they have any. And I'll give Diana a chance to type the motion.
We do have a polling question. It's currently phrased as postpone implementation of P2P till 2022.
Just again, a comment. This will then apply. The rule will apply that the handicap manual will also be revised by September 1st to go in compliance with the rules.
Okay, we do have a question now. Harold
Yes.
Tomlinson from Henderson Harbor. Can we get preliminary numbers for 2021? And the answer is they're out there.
If Central Council approves the new adjusted preliminary numbers, they will be out before the first long distance races this year, hopefully for April. Owen and I already have them, but like I said, Central Council hasn't had time to debate them. But they will be out before, the new preliminary numbers will be out before the season starts.
Yeah, we have the old ones, but not the new ones. Okay, that is the only open question that we've just answered.
Just to add to that, the FFH rule is not yet implemented in that preliminary set of handicaps.
And Ron is asking, could we go ahead and use the point-to-point this year regardless?
Yes, we're encouraging it.
Yes.
We encourage you to use it as much as possible if it fits what you're doing in its definition.
Do we have final round of questions for the point-to-point handicap? The question is postponed to 2022. Oops, sorry, I've just gotten a whole bunch.
Claire, no,
Yes.
The point-to-point numbers cannot be used with the alternate scoring formula. It specifically says that in the rule. The alternate scoring formula is going to be reviewed by Central Council this year. It's actually, we've found, been implemented not improperly, but against what was it was meant for. It's actually meant for larger boats, ones rating approximately 125 or less. We're doing a weekend series where the entire series will be complete within higher wind ranges than our standard 8 knots. And the rule specifically says it cannot be used together.
Thank you, Jamie. John has a question. He just wants to know what we can vote on if we haven't seen the numbers. And I think the voting to postpone it accompanies the fact that we're revising the numbers that we had published last year for review. That's
exactly it. I don't want to, even though the motion last year approved a revised number, I don't want it to be approved before everybody sees it and just jam it down everybody's throat. This way, everybody will have a new year with the revised number if Central Council approves it, and then it can be debated again next year if the floor wants to put it off or change it again.
Mhm.
I'll just give a point on something else under handicapping that Brian touched on that a lot of you aren't aware of. We started a partnership with Lake Michigan last year because they rate a lot of boats in the 40-foot range, where we rate a lot of boats in the 25 to 30-foot range. We're sharing information with them, which not only brings us closer together, but it also helps us develop the ratings for the larger one-off boats than we would have working on our own. And in return, they're getting information on all our big fleets of smaller boats to bring their boats up. So it's now become standard practice when we get a newer design, larger boat, say the new Beneteau 40s, the IC37 or anything like that, we go with them and we both rate at the same time. They aren't necessarily the same number, but we're both working from the same information.
Just to add to that, I know this is a post-vote comment, but the keel assessment I did discuss with the Lake Michigan guys, and they came back with very similar, actually same numbers for a proposal in global terms.